Welcome to Bloomington Ice Garden for the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Semifinals. Great matchup here, the fourth meeting of the season between number 3 seed Wayzata and number 2 seed Edina. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, boy, the records, everything about these teams pretty similar. Edina beat the Trojans early in the Turkey Trot tournament, and then they split 2-1-0 late conference meetings. This one looks to be on paper a great matchup tonight.
Well, you look at all the stats, they're dead even in everything. They match each other perfectly as far as their numbers, their stats, power play, penalty kill. The only difference is that Edina's being led by their seniors, and Wayzata is being led by their sophomores. We're going to talk about one a little bit earlier, but it was a pleasant surprise for Pat O'Leary as the coach of the Trojans. But this is a rivalry game too. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a hot affair tonight.
Both these teams won easily in the quarterfinal round, with Wayzata shutting out St. Louis Park, Edina shutting out Armstrong. So I think there was definitely an expectation that they would be playing again after Benilde got the number 1 seed for the section. And all the little things matter on a night like tonight, it feels like, including staying out of the box, just making sure you have good line changes, things like that, because there isn't going to be a whole lot of difference between the two.
No, there really isn't. I think the only real advantage that Edina has is they get the last change on faceoffs. Well, okay, they probably won't do much during the game, but with about 5 minutes left, you might see some changes being made to match up sometime. But other than that, they're just let the kids go out and play.
Let's talk about key players to watch for in tonight's game. And as Dan said, Wayzata's, they've got some of their scoring punch definitely coming from sophomores. And Luke Miller, left winger on their second line, is actually their leading scorer right now as a 10th grader.
Yeah, he's all of 5'7", 140 pounds, and that might be soaking wet. But the kid has done an amazing job. 31 points, seven power play goals. I mean, this kid comes to play. He's very quick. He's got a very accurate shot, and he sticks his nose in there, and that's why he's had success this year.
And for Edina, they've got a good veteran group, and one of their captains, Jimmy Clark, is definitely a fun one to watch, too.
Yeah, the captain, and this is a solidly built athlete. This kid can play. He's got 32 points, 2 power play goals, but he's the guy that does the grit. He goes down in the corners. He gets up on the half boards, stands in front of the net. He can skate pretty good, too. So it'll be interesting seeing those matchups tonight.
We got 2 great goaltenders, too, and also 2 very sound defensive teams. More than likely, it's going to take a little bit of dirty goals, deflections, things like that. We're probably not going to see a ton of, 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, and a lot of beautiful goals here tonight.
Well, what did you just say? Edina and Wayzata play defensive hockey? What? I'm shocked. You bet they do. Both these coaches are brilliant defensive minds. Wayzata's got 5 seniors playing defense out of their 6. So they are very experienced. They both restrict their team to 32 and 34 shots a game. That's pretty good defense, folks.
Top seed Benilde already won their game in the semis, beating Blake 5-0. So the Red Knights await the winner. It's Wayzata and Edina. 6AA Boys Hockey coming your way next here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Bloomington Ice Garden, the site here, is Wayzata and Edina tangle in the Section 6AA semifinals. The Trojans, of course, the visitor as the 3 seed, the lower seed. And they are in the blues with Will Ingman in net as they surround Will in there. And obviously, we talked about both goaltenders have really had outstanding seasons. It's kind of amazing how similar statistically that Will Ingman and Robbie Klarkowski are this season.
You can look all the way down the line. These teams are just so similar stats-wise. It's scary, and a lot of skilled players out here, though, Jay. And it's going to be a close game, but it will be a very well-played, well-coached game tonight.
Jackson Nevers between Ryan Flaherty and Riley Spindler up front for Edina, with Wyatt Wurst and Eddie Revening on D. And for Wayzata, Reese Wallen between Luke Miller and Britton Olstead with Justin Lesser, Cash and Nabe on D, and we are underway here. Obviously, there's probably going to be a fair amount of adrenaline early on here, but you want to have good early shifts, and here's a good opportunity right off the bat here for the Hornets, and Ingeman has to make a stop. The first shift of the game. Miller will turn and hammer that one in.
I don't know if that was an ice or a high stick from the previous play.
Well, we had a net off in the Wayzata too. As you can look at Will Ingeman there, we said 6 shutouts this year, under 2 goals per game for both goaltenders, and so we do get a face-off at center here. Hornets able to control it. Wurst sending it ahead. Clark will relay it on in. Ingeman slowing it there as he leaves it. Brevin Johnson. Johnson pushing it toward the corner. Back down low. Reese Gardner back to gather it. It's chipped out through neutral here. Race is on up that right side for Wayzata. Revening holding his ground pretty well though for the Hornets. Clark's pass tipped over. A.J. Dahl trying to get to it. Flip back into the Trojan zone where Johnson circles back. Nice little play to reverse it there to Gardner. Gardner through neutral, finding John Matson. Matson rubbed out there. They were offside anyway. And we'll get a whistle. As this place filled up pretty quick, Dan. We were talking about earlier, it felt sort of quiet in here, and maybe a little bit of a late arriving crowd, but now it's pretty well jammed, and it's got seating on both sides, although not an enormous building, so it feels real intimate, and the fans pretty much right on top of the action here, and it's I'm sure an exciting place to play a section game for these teams.
A lot of history in this building here, and to bring this rivalry in here, and we're up close. We can see them real close. I'm surprised how big Edina is. Man, their defense is big.
To the point, that one flicked wide of the mark. Hornets able to get it going back the other way. Matt Vandervoort hustling after it. Remember, Matt had a hat trick in that turkey trot meeting. We've got a penalty coming up here. Now a long one on net, Ingeman the save, and now the whistle will sound and we'll get this first penalty called. It'll be a hook going against Wayzata's Franco Canaveri.
Well, Edina's power play, that's been the one area that I think has really been lacking for a typical Edina team. You'll see them kind of get into it here in the corner.
There you see the stick kind of got caught up in the jersey.
Edina's running at a 15% power play right now, where Wayzata, tremendous 89% penalty kill. So we'll see how Wayzata holds on to this penalty kill here.
Trying to get a lot of traffic in front of Ingeman. Now that shot might have caught some iron on the way through. Hornets moving it nicely. Revening up top, now down to the circle. Clark, and they put it up front, and a pass saved by Ingeman as he's able to get over and stop A.J. Dahl. Dahl reversing it around behind the net. Good puck movement so far here for the Hornets. Revening along one, trying to get the bank off the end board, and the Trojans there first, and will clear it. And Clarkowski out to stop it.
Ingeman looking really cool and calm and collected in the Wayzata net, made a couple nice saves there.
And that one interrupted on the way up, but the Hornets get it right back here. Whitliff carrying it over to the wall. Try to slide it over here. Clark picking it up and tipped up in the air out front. It was played by a high stick though, so Edina could not have put it directly in there, or the whistle would have sounded anyway.
Ooh.
There's that one denied. Here's another try from out high. Hornets putting some pressure on here on this power play. 45 to go in the man advantage, and Wayzata's able to get it out. Clarkowski out for a skate here, and he'll leave it for Matt Mullman.
Well, the Hornets are all over the front of that net, Jay. You're talking about dirty goals and stuff. We're seeing it right here.
And nice interception there by Mason Moran. He's able to clear it down for Wayzata. Read the play well at the blue line, picked it off. 20 to go in the power play here for the Hornets. And they misfire on that pass. That's going to be an icing, and that does not help their cause as Riley Spindler couldn't quite reach it. And with only 16 seconds to go in the power play, it'll certainly be to Wayzata's benefit here to get the zone draw the other way. There's a look at Kurt Giles. Been through these many times through the years. Sometimes as the big favorite, sometimes maybe as an underdog a little bit. And tonight, I think probably about equal. Both coming in, as we said, the seasons that they both had have been pretty similar. Edina, 1 point ahead, if you will, based on the record, but also the fact that they won 2 of the 3 regular season meetings.
Yeah.
Certainly would give them the 2 seed. And chopped loose out front. Penalty time is up. And a chance for 2-on-1. Here comes Miller. Now Edina gets back, though. And Miller's shot goes wide. And they can't quite keep it in. Pass flicked ahead, and now Wallen. Wallen shot blocked, but it comes right back to him. He had trouble controlling. Hornets can't get it out, though. That shot denied. Second one blocked as well. Picked up now by Johnson. Johnson carrying it to the corner.
How about this for an answer? Boy, Wayzata just came out, and all of a sudden they're in the storm after getting dominated in the first 3 minutes.
That shot bounces high. Ooh. Tarkowski trying to keep sight of it there as it went to the other side of the net. Trojans couldn't really quite get to it enough to get a good shot on. To the point, knocked away there, and Reese Gardner has to retreat. Luckily for him, Edina was tired, and they were changing up because he was for a moment kind of panicking, trying to get control of that puck.
Well, right in the middle of a line change over there, too. That could have gotten ugly a couple ways. One thing that's nice about having 5 senior D, as the Trojans do, is it allows your forecheck to get rolling here, and you don't have to worry about the D behind you. You can play pretty aggressively.
Cachenave working it out to center, and a takeaway for the Hornets. That pass a little too far. Couldn't quite get it out, though. It was a nice job keeping it alive there for the Hornets by Spindler. Now Spindler picking it up, drags it across the front and just chopped away, though. Didn't get quite a clean look at the net. That one banked out. It's still going to be icing. It hit a Wayzata player, Drew Streeter, in the leg, but way back in their zone. So an icing call there. You don't see Kurt Giles' expression change a whole lot, whether they're up, whether they're down, whether they're playing well. Just a steady presence. And Pat O'Leary, too. He's like a taller, younger version of Kurt Giles to a certain extent, right?
Yes, he is.
That shot on net there, and Ingeman with the stop. There's a look at Coach O'Leary. His mom and dad sitting right in front of us, actually, here. They come to all of his games when he was a player and come to all of them when he's a coach, too, and it's been fun to see through the years. That shot bouncing up high over everything. Slowly out to center, but picked off there, and Malman will put it back and then taken away again by the Trojans. Ooh. Jason Sauer takes a hit. And a solid check thrown there by Canaveri for Wayzata.
You didn't think this was going to be pretty, did you, Jay? They're going after each other pretty good. The pace, though, is real. I mean, it's up and down, fast moving. You better not be standing still in this game.
And I think both of these teams, too, that one thrown in on net, and Ingeman stopped it long enough that they blow the whistle. Both of these teams realize that staying out of the box is going to be a key, and you can't let your emotions get the most. You know, when you take a solid hit, the chance of retaliation penalties is too great. You have to kind of turn the other cheek a little bit and say, okay, I'm going to remember that number and get him next time, but I can't come right back and take a swing at him now or chop at him or whatever. So
I'll get him with a good clean hit, but right now, like you said, the stakes are big here now. This is a one and done deal, man. If you lose, you're done. Season's over. So one of these teams will stop playing as of tonight.
And I was talking with a couple of Wayzata guys, Drew Streeter, one of their captains in particular, and he said, you guys have a very good chance to win this section, but so does Edina, so does Benil.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, all 3 of them had every reason coming in to think that they had a good chance to win this section. Whereas that's not always the case, and it isn't the case in probably most of the other sections. Long pass ahead onto the tape. Trey Fetchko will dump it in here for the Hornets.
This game usually tended to settle the who was coming out of the section, but not this year.
Tipped ahead, and yeah, there was a stretch when Benilde was phenomenal, and then they've had some recent years where they weren't quite as elite. I mean, still a good program for sure, but now they've kind of gotten back to being really right up there.
Yeah, Ken Pauly's been working on this Benilde St. Margaret's team for a couple of years. He brought some young ones in, got them some experience, and they're the #1 seed in this section, and that's saying something.
Off the draw, Hornets win it, but then a shot block as it pops over the net. Ooh, and a nice tip there. Ingeman the stop. And the rebound skids away. Edina able to gain control as Nevers comes up with it. They move it point to point here, but it got away briefly, so dumped to the corner. Trojans able to break it out, but the pass too far for Alstead and chopped right back in. Overall, definitely an Edina period so far here. They 10-1 the shots on goal. And they have had a couple of pretty decent chances. That tip a moment ago certainly being one of them. And we're going to get our first penalty against Edina.
When you're talking about the shots, that power play they had a lot to do with it because they worked that power play really good. The only thing they didn't do was score. So now Wayzata's going to get their chance.
Barrett Dexheimer will go for a trip right there. Just had the stick out.
Trip also down. All right, so the penalty kill for the Edina Hornets. Working at about 80%, which is good, against Wayzata's power play.
Nice pass ahead to Wallen, and a blocker saved there by Klarkowski. Edina being aggressive out top. Now the Trojans work it down low. Side to side it goes, and that shot never made it there off the stick of Reese Gardner.
Boy, Edina's blocked a lot of shots so far tonight. I've seen at least 3 or 4.
Down low with it, and that one trickles through to the other side from Wallen. Now Gardner goes back to Wallen. Here's Miller and looks for Nave out top. Nice little backhand flip. Gardner tried to go across, but good stick out front there to deny that one. I believe it was Revening who got a piece of that. So Wayzata will regroup as Edina gets a chance to change their penalty killers. Halfway through the power play. Wayzata being outplayed early, but trying to get things going on the power play chance here. Keep it alive out of the corner there with Jake Matson. Now it deflects right out front. Evan Johnson able to keep it in. Matson picking it up down low. John Matson that is, and now Evan Johnson. Johnson, it's denied. Here's a follow-up try by Matson. A big ripper by John Matson, but he didn't hit the net.
Oh, and they kept it in.
Well, it looked like it was going to get out, but didn't quite make it, and now the Hornets do clear it beyond Lesser's reach. And so under 15 to go in the power play. Wayzata getting a couple of opportunities, but so far not able to dent the scoreboard here. We're still at 0-0. Evan Johnson carrying it in deep. Put it out front there, and the penalty time is now over as that one goes up into the crowd. And you got to be paying attention here, just with the sight line level. And obviously we don't have netting all over like at the XL and all that, so the kids got to be ready for that puck coming.
Yeah, most of the netting's around the ends of the rink instead of in the middle or down the half boards. Well, so far, both teams looking pretty good on their power plays, Jay. That could be a deciding factor as the game goes on, but right now Wayzata's got to pick it up a couple steps. Edina's pretty much 5-on-5 beating them to every puck.
Flipped ahead. This is going to be an icing call here against the Hornets as Fetchko was being pressured there. He wanted to loft it, let his left wing skate onto that one, but instead got a little too much of it as he was taking a hit, and back into the Edina zone we go.
Faceoffs will be really important in this game.
Sauer and Dahl facing off here. Hornets wind up with it. And then relayed back into the Edina zone. Caden Morgan sending it ahead. And that'll be another icing call here against the Hornets.
Well, Wayzata applying some pressure here, and it seems to discombobulate the Hornets a little bit. They haven't been able to make a second pass out of the zone clean. It's been iced.
That's the one thing about really knowing each other well, too, here, is that you know what they do well. What can we do counteracting that in terms of our forecheck, change things up a little bit based on, your knowledge of each other. And obviously it's the same for both. They both know each other very well. Hard up the left side, Halverson putting it out front, but taken back the other direction comes through Streeter for Wayzata. Streeter will dump it in, goes and get to the, now behind the net. Oh, brought out front, but it just slipped away from John Matson before he could really get a shot. Parkowski had a stick out there.
Well, but the Hornets just couldn't get a handle on it, Jay, and ended up at the point of Wayzata, and they got it back in the zone again.
And then just tipped out. Yeah, they really had a pretty good opportunity to, at the very least, get it out, but they didn't do it. And those are the kind of things that on a night like tonight, you don't want to have happen if you, for either side.
It's amazing how much.
Puck played with a high stick there, and then a little bit of a.
But even doing things like that, disruption can cause a lot of momentum in your favor as you start stymieing your team that is getting out of the zone early. Now you're stopping them. And the frustration level goes up for one, and I'm feeling good goes up on the other one.
Yeah, just planting that little seed of doubt on when the team's looking to break it out, where they have to stop and think a little bit or pause a little bit. And that's obviously what the teams are trying to do, Trojans in particular, I think right now, taking the body well.
Well, one thing I've always found out about either one of these coaches, don't count them out. They find a way to keep their kids in the game.
Nice check thrown there to get the puck for Nevers. Now a shot. Oh, Ingman fights it off as he had a body out front. Flaherty was camped in front of him, trying to take away his eyes there. Evan Johnson back to pick it up here for the Trojans. And they can't get that one out. It deflects a couple of times. It was off Wayzata players, but it made it a dangerous one as it bounced around. That puck shot in and up high. Right now, Wayzata having a heck of a time getting it out of their zone on this shift.
Well, it's the Hornets. Their points are staying put. They're not letting them out of the zone. They're going to block there. A nice block there.
And another one got through. Ingeman with the stop. Now into the circle it comes. Will Ingeman another save, and that one just came out. Just off the bench. Clark read it well, but he just couldn't quite get there in time. So offside call. 4:39 to go in the first. No score on the board. The shot's 12-2 for the Hornets. Another look at this opportunity. Ingeman gave up a big rebound, and then Clark just couldn't quite keep it in.
That might have hit the pipe. I think it might have hit the pipe.
Bounces ahead here. Sauer going after it. Payson Sauer trying to protect the puck there with his body.
That was a good hustle play by him right now. He got down there and he saved that puck. Now they're in the zone and they're trying to get that forecheck going.
Nice little move there by Fetchko as he carries it out and then is knocked down. Hornets fans grumbling. And it's going to be offside here. Yeah, sometimes the answer can be that you don't try and force it up the wall, that you keep it yourself a little bit too. I mean, obviously looking to quickly work the puck up with a pass is the best way to go if you can, but if the D is really playing that hard, you can sometimes be better served to just take it yourself a little bit. Worst kept it in briefly and then knocked away again as he got to it. Reese Gardner dumps it in deep. Worst is there first. No pun intended there, or rhyme, or whatever you want to call it. There's Jake Mattson, shot denied. Hornets able to get it out. Here comes Fetchko. Has Clark going to the net. Puts it out front for Clark. And just knocked away. Now they'll dump it back the other way as Clark was making a big circle in from out from the corner, and he's gassed. He had to head off on a change. Streeter in pursuit there on the forecheck. And Alstead able to break that one up as they try to get it out. Back across to Revenant. And finally the Hornets do gain control again, but Streeter walking that down, excuse me, real subject there. And now out front for Miller in alone. Oh, and he puts it over the top. Wow, that one developed out of nowhere as Miller going to the net. And it looks like it was not tipped. It's going to be outside the zone on the draw. Watch this nice little pass. And Miller trying to go top corner, but missed everything.
Well, last game we saw him hit the upper left corner, just dead eye on. And there he is, the sophomore again. He's got a nose for the net, folks. So don't count on him being shut out tonight.
Boy, that chance just jumped out of nowhere, didn't it? I mean,
yeah.
And nice job to recover there by Whitliff defensively for Edina. Thrown back in. 2:45 to go in the first period here, and no score on the board. Edina's had the better of it for sure, but it was some chances as well. That one deflected wide.
The skill level of these teams is allowing them to play good hockey at a tremendous speed.
I have to admit, too, I think part of it being this intimate rink, it feels so fast, too. You know, whereas at Plymouth, it's such a big area that you're in. You're up a little higher. Maybe it doesn't seem quite as frantic. That pass to an open wing. Hornets had to be careful there coming on. They didn't have too many men on the ice. Good discipline, though, to hold off from playing it. Now here comes Clark. Takes a check from his counterpart, 17, Cashin Nave. Trojans couldn't quite get it out. Now pass, this one is blocked. And they'll get it to center and dump it on in. Sauer getting to it there in the corner. Played up for Clark. It got by him though and intercepted, and Nave throws it right back in. Under a minute and a half to go now in a scoreless first period. The winner gets Benilde in the section championship game on Wednesday.
The last Trojan line was really tight. Got a 2-on-1, maybe.
Backhander by Streeter. Klarkowski the save. Rebound try. And they couldn't get that second one cleanly through. John Madsen up with it. Back for Streeter. Nice pass. Trying to put it out front. Klarkowski came out to knock it away. Under a minute to go in the period as Wayzata getting some opportunities. Here's Streeter firing, and that one goes up high. Streeter again turns and shoots off the glove of Klarkowski. Ooh, and then kind of a high hit thrown there by Edina. Now Streeter has it again. Klarkowski will hang on to that one off the John Madsen opportunity. And this Wayzata first line, a good shift, and their fans letting them hear it.
Well, the Trojans are ending the period the way Edina started the period, and just a barrage of shots on Klarkowski. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5". He's big, Klarkowski.
Wallen and Spindler will face off. Wallen with a clean win, but then it's fanned on, but Miller gets it right back, putting it out front and hopped over Wallen's stick. Turns and fires. Ooh. Wow. That one got on Klarkowski in a hurry. That was a sneaky, dangerous shot there.
Well, who was coming across the front there? Was that Wallen?
Yeah, Wallen took the shot.
Took the shot. Let's see who's kind of skittering in front there.
Miller.
Miller.
Worst up with it here, banking it ahead, tipped by Spindler. That bumped a little bit there, but not enough to be an interference. 20 seconds to go here in the period. Wayzata trying to get one more rush up ice here. They ring it around. Wallen trying to get it free to get to it. Now Nevers back the other way. 5 seconds. Nevers shooting. Engelman with the catch. And we will come to the end of period number 1. This one's been as good as billed. It was mostly Edina early. Wayzata coming back with some good stuff of their own later in the period. And our score at the end of 1 here in the Section 6AA semifinals. Wayzata nothing, Edina nothing. We'll have more hockey here from Bloomington Ice Garden on CCX. Welcome back here to Bloomington Ice Garden. Scoreless after one period here in our second semifinal of the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Tournament. Wayzata and Edina. Probably one of the more exciting 0-0 periods, though, as we check out some of the action from the first. It seemed to be pretty red hot right from the start. And again, mostly Edina early. There's Will Ingeman making a couple of nice stops in that early possession. And then that was a nice setup out front. Dahl put it low, but pad save there by Will Ingeman. And they get another crack at it off the draw there. A power play helped them early, too, to kind of dominate. There's one ripped just wide by John Matson. And there was a good opportunity out front there as they had a good screen set up on Ingeman, too. Opportunity for Miller there, but he just popped it over the top of the net. And then later in the period, at this one shift, Streeter got, the puck seemed to keep finding him. He turns and fires there, and another one stopped. And here's Miller chipping it to Wallen, who turns and throws one on net there. That got into the equipment of Clarkowski as you look at the score. And Wayzata, for not having nearly the volume of shots, had some pretty good shifts down the stretch of that period too, and we saw each team took one penalty, and even though there were no power play goals, I think it did kind of reiterate that that's the thing that could swing this game one way or the other, because that's when both teams built some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. They you see in the beginning when Edina got going, boy, that really got him hepped up. At the end there, Wayzata picked up off their power play opportunity when they got some shots, so that could be the key thing.
Look at the Section 6AA tournament, how things have shaped up. Not really any good first round games. I'd love to be able to tell you it's a strong 1-8 section. Not really true anymore, but the semifinal games is Benilde beating Blake, and then we've got Wayzata and Edina, so Benilde will be in the championship on Wednesday to take on the winner of this one. We'll take a timeout and come back with more here. It's Wayzata and Edina, 0-0 through 1.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Teams getting set for period number 2, and Dan, it'll be interesting to see if what kind of adjustments have been made. The teams good battle in that first period, as we said, mostly Edina early. Wayzata coming back with some good shifts along the way down the stretch of the period. Some good saves by both goaltenders as well, and see what changes, if anything, for both.
Yeah, I think the big thing right now is both goaltenders have alerted the other team that it ain't going to be an easy night for goals. So I'm sure they're talking about getting in front of the net, getting dirty, taking away the eyes, doing that kind of stuff, and tightening it up in the defensive zone. I think Wayzata let the Edina point get away with a little too much space there. They need to shut that down and take control out there by the blue line, maybe force them back. Edina was a good overall period.
Penalty box is empty to begin period 2. As we said, each team took one minor in that first period. Wallen will face off here against Nevers. And the Hornets gain control and flip it in. Ingeman stopping it there. Kept in at the point, kicked loose in that circle, but didn't quite come up with their clarity. Now they'll look point with it. Tried to go down low. Wallen, though, intercepting for Wayzata. Now Miller. Wallen trying to block that one in the corner and does so. Wallen able to kick it free to Alstead, then right back. Tried to go to Wallen again, but intercepted there and relayed to center by the Hornets. A little battle for it along the line as Nave chopped it in. Two-on-one opportunity now for Edina. Across for Nevers, and Nave got back to break it up. Little saucer pass there, but he was able to close the ground and get a piece of it.
Nice play, but boy, they let Edina get a little loosey-goosey there.
Nice stick by Gardner near the line, but then knocked away from him again. Petchko up with it, shooting, and covered there by Ingman, and then Clark got tangled up there with Reese Gardner, who I think didn't, or excuse me, Nave, he didn't like to chop at their goaltender.
Good no call here, I think. Just let him settle it, and then if it keeps going on, then you'll see a penalty call, but that's good.
Yeah, Kurt Giles, a brief question. He didn't really like the answer, but he wasn't, not going to push the issue at that point. It wasn't that blatant, I don't think. Puck comes loose, turnaround try by Clark, and there's a stick save by Will Engelman.
Boy, did Clark come around there fast on that. Jeepers.
Banked ahead to center. Worst able to block it though, and back they come. Petchko sliding it across a little behind Dahl, but he's able to get to it and direct it away there. Petchko comes up with it, puts it out front. Oh, and a great chance there. Coming hard from the blue line was Dahl. Now they get it again, put it out front, trying to jam it in. It's still loose. Worst fires, and that one blocked. Here's Streeter back the other way now for Wayzata. Streeter forced outside by Worst. Jake Matson digging it free, and he goes to the net. Klarkowski covers it, and then they wrap up Matson there.
Literally dragging a Hornet on his back. Matson goes to the net.
Well, and it was the defenseman had a little bit of a tough spot because he knew if he really took him out hard, he was just going to knock him into his goaltender.
Yeah, you had to be careful there. Boy, Wayzata, a lot of Hornets are standing in front of Ingman. Ooh. They're going to have to get physical in front. Nice face-off win, nice save.
Klarkowski was ready, but that was a clean draw win there for Wayzata Sauer.
Wayzata's going to have to toughen up in front of their own net. They got to get those guys out of there and out of the way and down.
Hornets control it off the draw, but now it comes loose in the corner. Sauer trying to dig it out of there. Pops up in the air across the slot as Very trying to get to it and kept in at the line nicely there by Morey. Hornets swing it around now for Caden Morgan. Up the middle they come and just chopped away there from Nevers. Ooh, and then a heavy hit thrown. Kept in by Morgan. Wide of the net. Relayed back the other way now for Jackson Hill. Sauer, ooh, he took a hit as when that puck pops up in the air and you're looking at it coming down, you're waiting to glove it, you know somebody's kind of lining you up. And both teams taking the body whenever possible.
It's almost like sending an invitation, actually, Jay, when you do that. But
Nave's pass intercepted at center, then it went off Alstead's skate.
Boy, you know, the Hornets, I'm impressed with the way they're playing the grit game right now, but every once in a while in transition, they really turn it on. They've created some odd man situations already in this period.
Wallen carrying it up the right side, trying to turn the corner there. Took a hit. Relayed around to the line and sent back the other direction. Out front it comes. It was between two Wayzata players who had just collided a moment ago and thrown out to Nave at center. Popped into the Trojan zone and then banked right back out. And this one will be an icing against Wayzata. Both teams were hoping to change anyway, but the draw will come back in the Wayzata zone here. 12:51 to go here in period 2. No score on the board. Edina and Wayzata battling here for a spot in the Section 6AA final.
See, the Hornets defense are really activated. They're being very aggressive in the neutral zone and in the attack zone, and really making some plays.
Wayzata player is hurt. Penalty coming up against Edina. Going to get a cross-checking call as Evan Johnson was knocked down.
Well, here we go, Jay. Just like we talked about here, you know, you have another penalty, and you let those power plays get rolling here. And so we'll see if the Trojans can put one on the board here. Coach Giles not happy.
You could see the hitting kind of ramping up just little by little too, so I'm not terribly surprised that we saw a penalty.
No.
Trojans able to win the draw. Gardner across for Nave. And then that pass knocked away. Good work. Short-handed there and thrown all the way down the rink as Clark getting some work done there on the penalty kill.
Clark being tenacious. He's got a short-handed goal this year, so he could be dangerous.
Nave carries it in here to get things set up for Wayzata. Cross for Gardner, and they keep it moving. Back to Gardner. Nave from the circle. That one was partially blocked. Try to go out front with it. Instead it comes all the way back. Here's Nave. He'll keep it moving. And then intercepted, but Hornets couldn't quite get it out. And now they finally get some opening, and Clark will send it all the way down.
And Edina needed a change there. Some good pressure there by Wayzata. Now they've got to take it all the way back down. Minute left.
Nave swings it left side. Wallen will chip it into the corner. Worst is there. And they'll let it go and all the way down again. Johnson setting up behind his own net to lead this rush out of the zone here on the power play for Wayzata. Johnson's going to throw it to the corner. Jake Madsen. Pass got it away from John Madsen there. Johnson in the circle, deflected, and then it comes out front again. Larkowski keeping a close eye on it, but it's not quite close enough for him to cover it. Nevers trying to hack it out, but he couldn't. John Madsen controlling. Power play about to expire. Evan Johnson's shot goes wide. Penalty is over. Edina back to full strength, and they tried to spring Fetchko right out of the box there. Worst swinging it around. Hard hit thrown there, and now it's dumped right back in as Willie Johnson kind of paid the price there for the Hornets.
Good penalty kill by the Hornets there, Jay. They did a nice job and didn't give up any real testy shots, but they did put some rubber on the net.
Worst relaying it into the corner here. And Trojans able to get it out. Sauer banking it ahead. Too far though for Canterbury, and get an icing call here against Wayzata. 9:55 to go in the second. Still no score on the board here.
You know, if they can hit on that play a little bit quicker, Jay, they're going to make that Edina D pull out and won't be at the point pressing hard.
We said both of the regular season meetings ended up 1-0. Each team winning one of them. So to say we're shocked to see it still at 0-0, that wouldn't really be accurate. But obviously the stakes much bigger this time around. The season will end for one of these teams tonight. Oh, and then they go at it a little bit in front of the Edina bench. Sauer and Nevers mixing it up.
And we're in the second period here, and Wayzata hasn't even hit double figures in shots. They're still at 9.
Nevers and Canterbury not wanting to let it go there.
Keep an eye on that one. That could come back up to haunt itself here later.
Hornets with a clean win on the draw. Revening. That one goes wide, and the bank out front knocked away. John Matson leading the rush now for Wayzata. He takes a check as he throws it into the corner. And he returns the favor on the other side, but here's a chance. Nevers pushing it ahead. Fires, and that one went off the crossbar. Spindler was in so deep that Nevers, I think, made the right play by shooting that one, not trying to pass it. And it looked like it caught the crossbar.
He got England by surprise by doing that too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're just mentally kind of expecting pass there. And a near miss for the Hornets, and it'll be an icing call against Wayzata.
But, you know, Jay, it looks like, you know, the Hornets just pick it up and really rock. Nice play there by Nevers. He just did a great job as it went off the pipe. But, you know, they kind of sit back, and then all of a sudden they explode on you for about a minute, you know, and then they pull back, and then they explode again on you. I mean, offensively, they've been dangerous all night.
You know what it reminds me of, too, is the drills, where the power skating drills, where the give me your hard 10 feet. Not just, you know, skating from one end to the other, but how quick are you from the red line to the blue line and that kind of thing. And those are things that people really work on, and you can see it sometimes with Edina, how explosive they can be, not necessarily end to end, but even just in short distances.
Yeah, first 3 steps.
Banked out to the Hornets line. Clark able to dump it in as he took a hit. Across for Wallen. Hitting has picked up quite a bit. I mean, the first period had some hitting for sure, but feels like now you might get a little extra into it on some of these hits.
You notice how wide open it got all of a sudden? There's been a lot of space between players out there in the last 30, 35 seconds, and that's a direct correlation of them bodies starting to fly.
Ooh, that one takes a crazy Karen. Klarkowski was watching for it to come around behind the net. Luckily for them, no real harm done. Nobody was around. Relay back to the point, and that deflection got in on Ingman there. Banked ahead at center, but knocked down. Nice stick by Mulman. Knocked away from Hill, and Mulman back up with it. Chip to the Wayzata line, now carried in, a little mini 2-on-1. Ooh, and Ingman fights that one off with the blocker. Faceoff will be in the Wayzata zone there as another one of those kind of quick developing plays. John Halverson the shot.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos. Oops, all of a sudden shot. Good shot. Opportunity made. It's another good shot. That got deflected high. That kind of caught England by surprise too.
They're going to eject John Matson from the circle. Streeter will come in and take it. Hornets won it, but then there's John Matson to quickly get to it. Cross to Gardner. Whistled into the corner. Jake Matson there first. He's pinned to the wall. John Matson gets it. Behind for Streeter. Oh, and he tried to wrap around. Klarkowski was scrambling post to post there, and just didn't quite go. As a great setup there. Matson and Streeter reading it together very well. And flip back into the Edina zone here. Revening back to play it. Ooh, a quick little between the leg pass there. Gets the Hornets out. Ooh, and it trickles off the glove there of Ingman. And now ice. Nope, not going to be icing as it went past an Edina player there. 6:45 to go in the second, still at 0-0. Fetchko carrying it in here for Edina. Chopped away, but he keeps with it and gets the puck back. All the way across beyond Clark's reach. Worst kept it in though. Slide it across now, Revening. Tipped up in the air as Wallen getting to it. Alstead can't get it out of there. Ooh, high hit thrown. Now,
shin lifter.
Yeah, Streeter got it knocked away, and down he goes.
From behind.
Yeah. It's going to have to be pretty obvious to be called in this one. I think we're getting that feeling here. Thrown back into the Wayzata zone where it's picked up by Lesser. And that'll be an icing. Yeah, and for some years back, I would have maybe said that probably favors Wayzata. They were probably the team that was looking to hit more and maybe slow Edina down. But now I feel like, I don't know if it benefits one or the other more. They're both got a lot of the same type of skill overall.
Well, part of the deal with these two coaches is they can adapt their systems to the players they have rather than making the players adapt to their systems. And that's really key. You're not going to have the same kids every single year with the same abilities. You got to be able to adapt.
Sauer trying to play it to himself there. He was shielded off it by Whitliff. Chipped out of there and a race now for it. Gardner is back to it first for Wayzata. Nice little pass ahead. Here comes Sauer. Sauer trying to go to the net and then just deflected wide as they slide into Larkowski. And it will be no penalty, I don't think. It's just going to be a draw in the Edina zone. It looked like Sauer, like the play was kind of over, like it had gotten away from him, but then he reached out and I think got a little piece of this and tried to push it. Right? Yeah, he just chipped it with his stick. It went wide, and then you see the net's obviously off by that point.
But 2 inches to the right, that would have been in the net going over the pad. What a great move. Nice long arms.
Yeah, I was going to say the reach of Sauer right there really helped him out because it looked like the defenseman had played it just perfectly, but he still was able to reach and get a little bit of it in there. Played in behind the Wayzata net here. Tried to come up with it out of the corner and kept in nicely at the line by Dexheimer. Trojans getting bottled up again a little bit. Evan Johnson nearly coughed it up, and Hornets first to it. Wayzata looking a little bit unsettled on this shift. Tried to go to Nevers, but tipped away. Nice play by Wallen to get a piece of that. Back into the Wayzata zone here. Will Subject sending it ahead. And here's picked off by Miller. Miller shooting. I think he held it a little too long there, but he gets it right back. Turns, fires, and that one goes all the way through. Long one here, banked. A couple guys go down there. Alstead tried to dig it loose, but Hornet stayed with it. Trying to spring it ahead, but Nave intercepting with his glove.
Boy, neither team just giving an inch here. It's just like heavyweight fighters just slugging it out blow by blow.
Kasha Nave had it chopped loose. Fetchko trying to put it out front, and Nave recovers. But then gave it away. Clark with the interception. Across to Worst. Fires, stick save. Can't get it out though. Clark circling after it, putting it out front. Swept out of there finally by the Trojans, but only to center, and Worst will throw it back in. Banked ahead, too far for everyone. Icing here against the Trojans, so Edina putting a little bit of heat on again.
Really done a nice job, both of them. And Wayzata had a couple good opportunities here too. This has gone back and forth in this period. No one's really dominated, but you can see the skill. But the defensive efforts by both these teams is really fun to watch.
Sauer up with it here, but good job on the forecheck by Vandervoort. Thrown back in. Gardner trying to bank it ahead there for Sauer, and he'll ship it into the Edina zone here. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the second. We are still scoreless in the Section 6AA semifinals.
Notice how good Edina is here now too by not letting Wayzata into the middle. They keep everything to the outside.
Yeah, that'll be offside as it briefly came out.
And yet Wayzata's had a couple good opportunities inside too. The skill level here is really good.
Dahl and Wallen facing off here. Hornets able to win it. Evan Johnson picks it off, throws it right back into the Hornets zone. Out of there with it was Whitliff. And able to get it out to center. Fetchko, nice hands there, across for Clark. Got away from him though. Now Fetchko picks it back up. Oh, just offside. A lot of fans didn't like it, and I have to be honest, we're pretty close to that blue line, and I wasn't so sure either. But apparently Clark was just offside.
Good call, Jay. I agree. I'm not so sure that was, but again, take a good look and. Oh yeah,
he was.
Yeah, he was. He just lifted that leg off the ice.
And as good of vantage points we have, the linesman had an even better vantage point, and he was right. So nice call.
Never doubt the men in stripes, Jay. Never doubt them. That was a philosophy I developed after I retired from coaching.
Revening back to pick it up. He takes a check from Streeter. Clark had it blocked as he tried to flip it through. Now Nave will send it back into the Edina zone. Streeter, first to it here for the Trojans. Worst delivering a hit. Under 2 now to play in the period. Fetchko up with it here for Edina. Met go nicely by Jake Matson. Keep digging for it there along in front of the benches. Kick loose here to Evan Johnson. Johnson, a good strong move through neutral with it. Waiting for help, and back it went for Sauer. Now Johnson getting a shot, but that one's blocked. And banked out to center, and Johnson will get there first. Johnson trying to send it ahead. Streeter chases it down. Streeter, and the rebound try goes just wide. Best chance for Wayzata in a long time, especially on the rebound. Gardner banking it around there to Canaveri. Now Nave. Passion Nave into the Edina zone. Under a minute to play down the period. Picked up again by the Trojans. They look for Sauer. He takes a check. Gardner pushing it back down around behind. Pretty good shift here back to back for Wayzata. Dexheimer up with it, and reflecting that, we're going to see the Hornets ice the puck. And 36 to go here in this second period, and still no score. Again, for stretches, Edina was definitely having the better of it, but Wayzata, probably their best chance maybe of the whole night right there. The first one was a pretty good save, and then the rebound, they just couldn't get control enough to put the puck where they wanted to on that rebound.
It's about third or fourth chance where there was a lot of net showing, and they just could not get the puck there.
Gardner picking it up at center, will send it back in. And that one misfires for everyone there. Gardner takes a check as he gets it around for Miller. Now Miller will pick it back up and chop loose. Clark getting it to Fetchko. Now he spins and backhand pass goes through to the point. One more try, and that one goes just wide. And Gardner knocked it away late. And so much like at the other end, all of a sudden Edina generating some grade A chances there on the final shift of the period. So we have come to the end of period number 2. Still at zeros on the board. Number 3 seed Wayzata, number 2 seed Edina tied up here through 2 periods in Section 6AA.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back here as the Zamboni doing its work here between the second and third period here. Wayzata and Edina still tied at 0-0. And let's take a look at some of the second period action. And again, not lacking for action, although I think maybe not quite as wide open as the first. We actually only had 9 shots total between the 2 teams, but obviously some chances. Cash and Nave getting back to break up a 2-on-1 there. And then there was a good little opportunity for the Hornets as well. Pass coming, trying to get it out front, and then they jabbed at it, and then trying to sneak it through traffic there was Clark. And then the last shot was almost as good as any of them. His worst put one on from out a little bit high, and then that one went off the crossbar on the chance by Nevers. And then Wayzata with Matson, right there. It was actually a great play by Nevers to break that one up as Streeter tried to backhand it home. And then Sauer, watch him chip it just wide on his way into the net.
Well, as I said, both goalies making noise. Their goals are not coming easy tonight.
And there's Miller getting an opportunity after the turnover. And then another crack at it there. Late in the period, Edina with a nice steal there by Clark, and they worked it around to Worst, and that one got all the way through as well. And Clark staying with it, putting it out front. Here's the best chance for Wayzata. Streeter stopped, and then the rebound they just couldn't control. Canterbury trying to get control and put it away, but couldn't do it. So shots through 2 periods favoring the Hornets still, as they were pretty even in the second. And just a total of 3 penalties, 2 of them taken by Edina and 1 by Wayzata. So the third period coming up. We are still deadlocked at 0-0 here. The winner faces Benilde St. Margaret's for the section championship.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
One period to go here, or maybe more. 0-0 through 2 here as Wayzata and Edina get set for period number 3 here. Again, the winner goes to the section final Wednesday night to take on Benilde, and the loser will be done for the season here. And it's pretty much been everything as we expected here, Dan. I mean, obviously you don't know exactly what the score is going to be, but low scoring, hard to score. That part we've pretty much figured, but still some really good chances and some really well-played game.
Yes. It's like watching, like we were talking before, watching a good baseball no-hitter, so to speak. You know, a lot of good things are happening, a lot of chances on net, as we saw in the highlights, but, you know, it's going to come down to probably 1 or 2 goals, and if it's overtime, well, Wayzata this year is 3-0 in overtime. Edina's 1-2, so there might be an advantage there, but I don't know. These 2 teams are just playing at breakneck speed and really going after it.
Fans from both sides, maybe as loud as it's been in here all night, a roar here as they know it's now as important as the first 2 periods were. The third is where it's really at. And we are underway here in this third period. Gardner picking it up for Wayzata. Tries to pull it back out of there as they battle for it right in front of the benches. Streeter gaining control. Jake Matson pops one behind the net. And Matson broke that one up. Now John Matson back for his brother Jake. Firing, and Klarkowski the stop. Streeter was coming in from the left side there in case there was any chance for a rebound, but the Matson brothers combining to get an opportunity there for Wayzata on this first shift of the third.
Klarkowski had a nice job there. He got out on top of his crease, had a beautiful angle on it, and snuffed it out and did not give up a rebound.
Off the draw, Clark getting out to it. Now Fetchko couldn't get it around Nave. Thrown back into the Edina zone. Ooh, swing and a miss there by Whitliff, but fortunately for him, his partner was right there. This pass banked too far, and of course with the fresh ice, it's going to slide even a little bit quicker there, so icing call against Edina. I was going to say, these early shifts in the third are important, but honestly, it feels like every shift throughout the game is important and has been intense. It isn't like we've seen, ebbs and flows really. It's just kind of been full go for the most part.
Every shift is generating something, either one way or the other or both ways. It's just been, as we look here now, these faceoffs are going to become really important in these zones. Important thing is just tell your kids, keep shooting, put pucks on the net. You never know what's going to go in.
They'll toss Dahl out. Clark in to take the face-off, and he does win it. Malman getting it ahead to Fetchko. Trying to float one right up the gut for Dahl. Knocked wide. And now Sauer coming back for Wayzata. Got it into the corner there. Morgan first to it, though, for Edina. Johnson controlling. Kind of already in the circle. That one hit a skate. Morgan around for Edina. That pass behind Fetchko, but he does a nice job playing it to himself. But Gardner then intercepts it. Fetchko will loft it in and then jump onto the bench. Evan Johnson back for it for Wayzata. Ooh, couple of guys. Edina guys nearly colliding there. Wallen forced back. Ooh, crunching check thrown there. Gardner throwing one in. Klarkowski is going to hang on to that one. He didn't have a real obvious spot to go with it right away, so he said, you know what, just take the draw here early in the third.
This neutral zone between the two blue lines has really become a target area. I mean, some guys have really gotten launched here. And a lot of battle on the boards, just where you think we should be going through, flowing and with speed. No, they stopped it in the neutral zone.
Off the draw, comes back up to the point. Ooh, and that one got all the way through. A stick save by Klarkowski. Now Spindler, down he goes. Popped up in the air and hustling in was Subject to play it. But the Hornets get it back. Worst, ooh, that one goes through everything. Now John Matson softly dumps it to the corner and then gives chase himself. Worst though, nice play to get that one ahead to Spindler. Spindler rubbed out by Streeter, but the Hornets keep going. Nevers. Relayed around back to the point. Streeter got a stick on that one. Nave banging it ahead to Streeter, but then got away. Revening across to Worst. He'll throw it in.
Well, there's been nothing clean in this game. You either had some hard checks or some good stick checks, caused some errant passes, caused quick turnovers.
Yeah, it's been interesting how, most of the time the teams, Wayzata in particular, have had to dump the puck. They're not able to carry it in and rush very easily. And that's part of their strategy, certainly, to be a good forechecking team, but at the same time, it tells you how tough ground has been to come by.
Oh yeah, all over the ice too.
Sauer leads the rush here for Wayzata. Backhanding it to the end wall there. Morgan pins him. They do keep it moving, put it out front. Oh, and just deflected away before Evan Johnson could get a stick to it as he snuck in from the point.
Yeah, they're sneaking their defense in. They've all been activated. It'll be interesting to see.
Gardner playing it ahead, intercepted there, and then it hit the Hornet Halverson on the way in. Halverson stopping it there for Edina. He goes in after it in the corner, battling there with Wallen. Kept in at the line and thrown back into the other corner. Johnson to it, can't get it out. Back out to the point they come and around the horn. Whitliff. Ooh, and off the glove there. Bingaman, now it's loose in front. And Hornets never got a clean attempt away, although Wayzata still can't get it out. Now it will just trickle out to center. Whitliff will relay it back in as there's a stick laying there. Referee picking that up. Banked ahead. John Madsen couldn't control it. Tipped back out to center there. Morey will play it back in. And that rush interrupted, but then swing and a miss. Both teams back and forth at center.
Neutral ice is a major traffic jam.
Here's Streeter knocking it ahead. He has Jake Madsen out front. It's a little behind him, and Klarkowski will cover it up as the D got back to break it up, and then things get a little bit physical. John Madsen underneath there squirming, trying to get at somebody. He was knocked down, and he's actually helped up. Wise play by those guys. I mean, they know taking a penalty now would not be smart.
Watch this pass by Streeter here. He actually had that Edina defenseman sprawled out and made a nice play to at least get it into the slot, Jay. It was a little too far behind the player, but it was a nice play by Streeter.
Trojans, here's Gardner, shot knocked aside by Klarkowski. And a very knocked down in the corner. They keep possession though. Across for Nave. Nave getting a shot. Blocker directing it to the corner with his Klarkowski. Back down deep for Sauer and knocked away as Clark comes up with it. And intercepted though on the way out. And then knocked down and relayed right back into the Edina zone.
Wayzata can't get any shots in the slot, Jay. Everything's outside or way, up by the point there. That slot is shut down.
Tip to the Wayzata line. Gardner up with it. Floated back into the Edina zone. Under 11 minutes to play now. Still at 0-0. Petchko up the right side. They go D to D here, but that one never made it through the traffic. Douse Ford in the corner. Trojans out of there with it. Miller crisscrossing, tried to go to Alstead, but that one didn't quite work out. Klarkowski will hang on here. 10:21 to go, and one of those the Wayzata's regular season win over Edina 1-0 was in overtime too.
Well, the funny, I'm looking at this, and neither team can sustain a rush out of their own zone, carried across the blue line under control. Like you said earlier, they've got to dump it in because they're just getting pressured at that blue line.
Streeter gaining control here for Wayzata. Jake Madsen hustling after it. Goes right back to Streeter for John Madsen, but Nevers read it well. Back down behind the Edina net. There's been more time spent in the Hornet zone of late here. Not that it's generated any really great chances, but still, Wayzata has to like that trend a little bit anyway. Out to center, John Madsen leaving it for Streeter. Streeter, poke checked away nicely.
Nice play.
Yeah, really nice job by Revening, staying with him, the sophomore D. Here's Jake Madsen trying to go to the net. That one swept out of there. I think the net's off.
For as much shuffling and bumbling and fumbling we've had in front of both nets, this is the first time it's come off on this period. Anyway.
So another face-off in the Edina zone here. Sauer and Dahl will take it. Hornets win the draw. Around for Clark. And that one intercepted. And Amari playing it a little bit deeper there. Go D to D back behind the net. Ullman. And that one didn't connect. Gardner chipping it loose. And then played into the zone. Here's Cannavaria. Sauer going to the net. Oh, and just couldn't quite get it there. Follow-up try, though, is available. Here's Gardner shooting it wide. Petchko leading the rush back the other direction, but Nave met him. Played to an open area there and deflects into the Hornets bench here with 8:49 to go in the third. We are still at 0-0. Too soon to say first goal wins, but boy, it's going to be very big, whoever can get the lead here.
Well, we've seen how tough it is to get one goal. One goal might be the difference maker, as evidenced by the previous 2 games.
Dexheimer sending it ahead. Again, it deflects out of play as Mason Morey jumped in to get a stick on it here.
They were watching the Maple Leafs and the Wild the other night, and one of the things commentators said, this has been a real grinder game. You know, both teams are fast and elite, but they just grind it out. This is the same thing. This is just a grinded out, steel wool kind of game.
Relayed into the Edina zone. Miller, his pass knocked down. It comes back to Miller. He puts it out front. Oh my, Klarkowski. Huge stop on Alstead there as Miller, the puck found its way right back to him, and he made a nice little pass for Alstead out front. Biggest save of the third,
yes,
for sure, right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice play there. Here Miller gets it out front, and the shot, I think it was deflected too by the Edina D, and Clarksdale still out right on top of it.
Fans making plenty of noise again. I can't imagine how loud it's going to get if and when somebody scores. Nevers over to Spindler. He'll dump it into the Wayzata zone. Oh, as Matson goes down here, John Matson shooting, and that one goes wide. Kept in, chipped wide of the net. Streeter coming up with it here. John Matson trying to fight through a check. Now Jake Matson will pick it up. To the point. Ooh, and Klarkowski ranging over through traffic as Lesser threw it at the net. And those are the kind that can be pretty dangerous there. That one was well placed. It made it a tough save for him just because of the placement.
But watch him jump here. He'll get up a little bit to get over there. And did a nice job getting it on the shoulder. He's a big man, but he's quick.
Yeah, moves well for a big man.
Yeah.
Thrown ahead there, and a swing and a miss by Gardner. Clark hustling after it. Trojans able to get to it. They've played a pretty solid third period here. I think you'd have to say they've had the better of it overall in the third. Carried in. Here's a shot. Klarkowski stopping Jackson Hill's attempt.
Well, if you look at both of their records and scoring by period, the third period has been the best period for each of these teams. They have a goal differential of plus 19 and plus 18 between the two of them.
Hornets gaining control off the draw. Tipped ahead by Clark, but Gardner intercepted it. Now they just get back on side. Pass deflected to Wallen. Couldn't get it around Clark. Gardner. Chance now, Wallen. 2-on-2. Wallen trying to take it around the D. No goal. No goal. The net is off. And Wayzata a near miss, but it will not count.
Well, the ref was right there. Get a good look at it here. Nice play.
Now Wallen dragging it around to himself. Then it comes loose and tapped in by Alstead, but
you can see the net was already off.
Yeah, and I think the whistle probably had sounded. It was just so loud in here, nobody really heard it.
Yeah.
There wasn't really too much argument from Wayzata there either. I mean, if the net's off, the net's off, and they'd already blown it, so.
Yep.
Matson wins a draw, but that one hit a skate on the way in. Nave picking it up, but I have to believe Wayzata likes the trend of the way things have been going. They have definitely had the better of things here down the stretch.
So you're telling me I got a chance?
Nevers trying to go to the net. Ahead for Streeter. He'll chip it into the Edina zone. Worst back to play it, and that one bounce out to center. Gardner up with it, relays it back in as they tag up here. Worst. Nice move there by Flaherty, and he'll get it into the Wayzata zone. 6:05 to go here in regulation. I'm going to use that word for the first time here. 0-0 our score. Just into the zone now. Here's Sauer, plays it down low. Look for the return. Oh, floated up too high, and the net is off again. Wayzata fans this time complaining that Edina might
I think they're sensing a pattern here.
Yeah.
No, goalie wouldn't do that, would they? No.
Sauer able to win the draw. Gardner keeps it in, plays it down deep. Morgan back to pick it up here for Edina. And Johnson blocked it. Johnson leaving it there. Candelaria that chopped away. Sauer fires one on net. Klarkowski to stop. Oh boy. Edina looking around like, did that one go in? It was a nerve-wracking moment there for Robbie Klarkowski.
I think Klarkowski trapped it in his blocker glove. It slipped down in between his wrist and the blocker.
And he was trying to make sure that his body wasn't going backward over the goal line there, too.
Boy, both goaltenders have played an outstanding game tonight.
Pretty much all Wayzata of late here. It's interesting to see if they can finally break through. Nevers picking it up. And that one's sent in. Ingeman will stop it for Gardner here as we approach 5 minutes to play. Nevers putting it down low, but intercepted there. Miller almost lost an edge there. Now it comes loose. Gardner able to dump it into the Edina zone. Back out. Nave throws one wide of the net. Wallen trying to get to it, but it's knocked back out. Cash and Nave gaining control here for Wayzata. Lesser chips it ahead. And now the Hornets finally get a clean breakout. Here comes Clark. Offside though, as Dahl couldn't hold up.
Oh, big, yeah. Problem there. Nevers had some momentum going in there. And you can see Coach Giles is very upset. Well, and he's just calm as a cucumber.
There's Clark carrying it and just falling with A.J. Dahl there. Clark able to dump it into the Wayzata zone here. 4:25 to go in a scoreless third period. A scoreless game, I should say. Revening. Oh, that one hits the official. Back out to center, tipped to Nave at the Wayzata line. Intercepted there by Revening, and he'll backhand it into the corner. Worst sends it back in deep here for the Hornets. They have not had much offensive zone time here in this third period. There's a long one that goes wide of the net. And I think that one might have hit the rafter on the way out here. So we get a whistle to stop play. 3:46 to go here in the third. 0-0 hockey game.
Looks like Wayzata's flying the weak side wing over now too. Try to bust some of that forechecking from the point. So keep an eye on that. See if they can spring something.
They seem to be really playing with confidence right now. I think the first period you would have said it definitely was an Edina period. Second period pretty even, but the third's definitely been a Wayzata period.
Yeah, I would agree. More shots, more chances, more opportunity.
Off the draw, Hornets able to gain control and lofted in by Whitliff. Kept in, directed at a corner there by Ingeman. Back out to the point. Here's a shot. Pad save. Rebound laying loose. And whistle sounds as able to keep it out. Oh boy. Every chance now, everybody in the building feels like, is this the one?
Yeah.
Is this the one that finally is going to go in?
Yeah. Well, good shot there. Good play by England. He got just on the edge of his left foot there. Kind of weird too. Last year, Wayzata Beatty's got 8-2. And the year before that, Edina won 5-4. Just a plethora of goals. And boy, it's been nothing tonight.
Kept in. Here comes Fetchko into the slot. He fires. Just missed stick side. Now really back down deep. One of the few clean looks for the Hornets here in the third. Now Worst shooting, and that one knocked aside by Ingeman. Alstead spinning around to retrieve it here. Takes a check though. Here comes Fetchko. Sliding it across, but Gardner breaks it up. Not only that, but leads the rush back the other way. Gardner throwing one on net, and he'll get an offensive zone draw here. 2:37 to go. Still at 0-0.
Nice play there. The Edina defense had it covered, and the angle's done real well. And he just comes in and he'll just take a shot, and I like it. He gets it on net, a little bit of a flutter, but you can see the positioning of the Edina D there in good position to really stop a 3-on-2 situation.
Streeter behind the net. And tipped out. Chance for a rush the other way for the Hornets. And they're offside. Wow. Spindler trying to get it over to Flaherty.
Good idea. Just too much momentum going in. The puck kind of fluttered on him, too. He didn't have a quite crisp pass there.
Nevers kicking it back and lofted in by Revening. Back around to Johnson. Worst knocks it up in the air. And a hand pass call there. And it's going to come back into Wayzata's zone, so that's kind of big.
So each team still has a timeout to use. It'll be see who cracks first, Jay.
Fetchko and Wallen will face off here. Hornets win it. Clark's shot goes way wide though. Hill trying to slide it across. It was tipped. And the Trojans get it in deep. We're under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Still 0-0. Picked off there. And Amari banking it off the end boards. Tries to go back and get it himself. And then a shot sailed up high into the corner. Sauer putting it out front. Klarkowski got a stick on that one. And the Hornets get it back out. Gardner up with it. Had a little trouble with it though, and then a takeaway by Spindler, but knocked loose again. Nothing easy right now, right? Spindler will dump it in. Minute 15 to go here in regulation. Takeaway there by Nevers, but Gardner banks it ahead. Miller pushes it into the Edina zone. Wallen coming up with it. Reese Wallen fires. And Klarkowski makes the stop there with exactly a minute to go here in the third.
Well, they're putting a lot of passing, short pass stuff, trying to move the puck. And, you know, right now, simplify. Grab it, take it, and go with it until somebody really comes to get you. A lot of those passes were interrupted by sticks. Just take it and go. Oh, Kirchhoff's trying to make a quick change there. The referee wasn't having it.
Off the draw, Trojans trying to get control, couldn't quite do it. Nice job by Nave at the blue line, and it leads to Miller back the other way. Banking it off the end boards there. Klarkowski knocked to the side, Miller chases it down. Played back in behind the net, Wallen trying to get to it. And relayed it right back around the other way. And chipped out. 30 seconds remaining as Nave picks it up. Overtime looming here. Dump back in. Revening playing it around to Worst. He'll bank it high off the glass, trying to go to Clark. And the Trojans back the other direction, banked ahead. Streeter trying to track it down here. And they're going to run out of time, and we come to the end of the third period. And like the first two, it was a scoreless third period here, so we will play overtime to decide the winner of our second semifinal. After three, after regulation, Wayzata nothing, Edina nothing. We'll take a quick timeout and come back to the Bloomington Ice Garden. Welcome back. That man has been busy in the third period. Robbie Klarkowski had to stop 11 Wayzata shots in the third. The momentum, if that is such a thing to carry into overtime, I think definitely with Wayzata. So here we go, 0-0 into overtime here in the Section 6AA semifinals. John Matson sending it into the Edina zone. Worst back to play it, banking it ahead. Hopped over Johnson's stick there. Fetchko will send it in for the Hornets. Reese Gardner back to pick it up. And Dahl up with it, puts it out front. Fetchko sliding it back for Clark, and he scores! Oh my, just 26 seconds into overtime. Clark will bury it, and Edina hangs on or survives for the 1-0 win. All of that time with no goals, Dan, and then we only go 26 seconds into the extra session.
Well, for the first time, an Edina Hornet got free with nobody hanging on him in front of the net, and he put it away. I feel bad for Will Ingman. He's played a tremendous game. Both goalies played a tremendous game, but Edina, after a season-long battle with Wayzata in a number of ways, comes through and wins the big one. And you can see Coach Giles, he's pretty pleased right now. He's got a nice smile on his face.
So let's watch how this one develops. Really nice patience too as they get the pass across. You see Fetchko with a nice backhand pass, and Clark got his body turned. You see actually Ingeman got a piece of it off his blocker and in. And boy, is that a good feeling to win a playoff hockey game in overtime or what?
I mean, yeah, there's nothing quite like it. And it really sucks to lose too, because your heart just torn out of you. But Jimmy Clark being the captain, great job there, nice play. Knew exactly where he had to go with it. And like I said, England almost got it, but you got a 1-0 game, Jay, and I've been thoroughly entertained.
Oh, it was tremendous. And interesting the way the game developed too, because if you only watch the first period, you'd say, hey, Edina's the better team, they're going to win this game. If you only watch the third, you would say, well, Edina's got all the momentum, they're probably going to win this game. But obviously one play can make it happen, and we got a great setup from Fetchko, and Clark able to get his hands in great position there as he had to turn a little bit, but got enough on that one to get it off the blocker and in. And we knew it was going to be a good one, and boy was it. Edina with the victory here tonight, 1-0 in overtime over Wayzata. So congratulations to the Trojans, a really good season, a really good game here tonight, but it'll all come to an end. So it will be Edina facing Benilde St. Margaret's for the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Championship on Wednesday. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Hope you've enjoyed this barn burner here from Bloomington Ice Garden. Again, our final is Edina 1, Wayzata 0 in overtime.